Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, the aliens have left us a weak stone in the hopes that it would stir up some more trouble. But unlike in my first run, House Migas did not immediately steal it. That brings into question, why are things proceeding so differently in this timeline? Well, I have some good news. Emperor Seth has provided a key piece of information that explains a lot. And if you've been reading the comments section, you might already know what it is. However, before I spill the beans, I'm going to proceed forward and see if the game itself tells us what's going on. For example, people right now are in a panic over a bunch of portals that have been spawning. Now, I didn't really react to that little revelation at the time because, portals were spawning during my first run too. For example, the mermaid portal. So, of course portals are spawning. What's the big deal? But then I thought about it. What is the big deal? The portals weren't causing a panic before. Why is it an issue now? So, let's see if we can find out what's going on with that. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and bring Ayan along for the next part of this journey, because doing so will earn us an affection point for her. As I said before, I'm hoping to get enough affection points from Ayan in order to have her marry Fantax. And at this point, bringing her along, she and Soul Mist should have 2 affection points each. This is because, by the way, I was told Soul Mist doesn't actually miss out on an affection point when Northwind and Terog are hypnotized by Lucitale. Rather, Soul Mist gets the affection point by default because we are automatically siding with her when we're trying to knock some sense into Northwind. That said, with these two being tied for affection points, hopefully Ayan will take priority in the tiebreaker. Along with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring Terog and Zeretic. I don't think it matters if I also bring along Soul Mist or Northwind, but why take chances? Also, this king guy totally looks different from his introduction back at Mabland. Okay, I'm going to create a save state real quick and see if I'm allowed to... Well, that wasn't there before. Oh. Okay, so during my initial run, there was some wonky placement of escape events, teleports that take you to the world map when I tried leaving at this point in the game. Basically, the teleport was here, 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 and here. But I could walk through this area right here without leaving the map. Well, that's because in this timeline, the teleport that is right here is expanded into a larger portal. And when placing events such as this, you cannot place an event on top of each other, which is why the other teleports had to be placed around this. Okay, what happens if I step on it? I can't leave this way. No kidding. Well... Oh! There are random encounters in Oasis now. Okay, that would definitely be a good reason why people are panicking. Portal Slave and Portal Hound. Enemies that are spawning from the portals. And that fairy is fast. And that gargoyle is poisonous. might actually want to consider bringing along Northwind in order to turn off random encounters. Maybe not, though. I'm still pretty high level for this point in the game. Oh, these are not random encounters. These are scripted encounters. I stepped on a scripted encounter. So Northwind wouldn't help anyway. We have to find another way in. Well, maybe he knows. The tree, I assume? By the way, at this point in my first run, I was told to come here. Well, suggested to come here to see the master, but I was able to just leave and move on to the next location. I don't know whether I was actually intended to be allowed to do that or not. It's entirely possible that I could have gone into the tower and the master would have not been home. So we'll talk to the tree in a moment. I guess it's not safe to go outside now. Well, it's a good thing they're not blocking the inn. Rooms currently unassigned. Everyone's booked it out of here. Or booked it into their stores, I guess. It is interesting that scripted encounters are lying around on the ground instead of random encounters. I get that we're not on a map that normally has encounters, but it's entirely possible to turn on and off encounters. The encounters could have simply been turned on for this point in the game, should they be invading. But I suppose placing scripted encounters works too. Tell you what, definitely gonna keep Terrog on here. Having that double attack is useful. Alright, let's talk to the tree. Now what? Hey, what's it like being a tree? That's my first question. My second question is there another way into Fadun's tower? Please, it's an emergency. Well, okay. But watch it. Those portal freaks are wandering around down there. Thanks. Automatically go into the hole. Oh gosh. Well, I had a feeling that we'd have an entirely different dungeon that we'd have to go into, but was not expecting it here. Or for it to be all filled with lava. Out of curiosity, is the escape when the town is on fire also through a lava-filled tunnel? We don't actually get to see it. There is absolutely an event right here on the bridge. However, this right here is in fact a regular random encounter, so Northwind would be helpful. But I need the experience. Although, if I want experience for the super boss, I should definitely consider who it is that I'm going to be taking along. Well, Ian for certain, she's our biggest healer, and I'm probably going to bring along Zeretic because I'm betting the super boss is going to have some sort of buffs and debuffs, so gonna want to negate those. It's a question of, do I want to bring Tarog or someone else? Giving it some thought, I'm going back to grab Soul Mist. And by the way, those things can heal. That's probably a group heal. Oh. There's no backtracking. This is a team that I'm going with. Well, I could reload. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reload. There's two reasons that I have decided to bring along Soul Mist and get her leveled for the super boss. One, she is an additional healer, and who knows, I might need that additional healing. And two, she's got some pretty good non-elemental attacks. And for all I know, the super boss is going to be immune or resisting certain elements. Okay, these things are definitely going to be a little bit dangerous. Also, Soul Mist is not able to double attack like Tarog, but... well, that's okay. This is a new dungeon for us, so it means we'll get a little bit of an extra challenge. Also, good to know that Fantax Confused does not wreck us. And that is a scripted encounter. For whatever reason, we have the same encounters wandering as well as on the bridge. Oh, it's like in the sewers. The bridges have a chance of giving a scripted encounter because this is another sample map in RPG Maker, which does not include bridge pieces. The bridge pieces have to be events because you cannot otherwise modify sample maps, and random encounters cannot trigger on events. So the bridge pieces were given a chance of providing an encounter so that they can have an encounter on the bridges. I don't know if that's necessarily necessary when the rest of the map has plenty of opportunity to provide random encounters. Hey, they can cast Sleep. Thankfully, Sleep wears out automatically after battle. Also, remember in the sewers how there was a loud sound on every piece of bridge that you stepped on? These bridge pieces don't have that. The reason why the bridge pieces in the sewers made a sound was to, and I quote, justify the stall. This is because every piece of bridge that you step on, the game stalls for a split second in order to run the script within the bridge to check whether there's an encounter or not. Having the bridge pieces make a sound would be like a way of making it so you're thinking, oh, that's why you stall on every piece of bridge, because it's playing a sound. Because, as I'm pointing out, this is not a good time to point it out, but there is that brief pause whenever you step over these bridge pieces, because it is checking for a scripted encounter. You cannot walk on lava. You know what, let's go into plan real quick. Nobody said to use items? Go for auto. Things will go a little bit faster. They'll use up their spells in a hurry. But it's helpful. Couple of level ups. That is a waterfall, a fire fall, a lava fall, a save point, a random encounter, a level up, a new power, rain fatal. Yeah, okay. Oh boy, these heal points are already expensive. I mean, cheap compared to the 40,000 gold heal points in the final dungeons. You really have to work for those heal points. Yep, there was a stall all across that bridge, because each piece was checking if there's an encounter. Honestly, I don't think the stuttering is as noticeable as Emperor Seth thought, so I don't think we need to amplify the stalling by having sound effects in the sewers. And in fact, I'm pretty sure having the sound effects actually makes the script time be longer. I still haven't fixed the Credo statues. The path down is blocked. The new Lord says that none shall pass. The new Lord? Solos. Alright, boss time. Portal Master. I don't expect much from you. Let's just do some regular attacks. I say that, but watch it turn out the Portal Master has instant death or something like that. Well, I will say, because we're at such a high level, we have much higher luck than the Portal Master has agility. And a big gap like that means the Portal Master is going to miss a lot of attacks. So, who knows what sort of effects his physical attacks might have. Oh, got one hidden. Like, do you have Death Touch, Paralyzed Touch, Poison Touch? So far, none of the above. Oh, you do have other attacks. RNG in RPG Maker, I tell ya. I have had experience with stuff like this. Once had a boss in a game I was making, had a decent chance of using a spell that hit all of your party, but watching someone else play the game, the boss never actually used that spell. RNG was just that favorable for the player. What is it? That fight gives me an idea. Maybe with this new weapon I can... Which new weapon are we talking about? Got it. You sure did. Status... Life Burner. When she gets a new upgrade like this, she changes job classes, but I've noticed that all of her job classes have the same name, so I don't know if this will provide a different set of abilities than the one she got at House Magus. What? No. What's that? Something huge is coming out of the portals! If we don't destroy it before it escapes entirely, we're all doomed! That is a whale. A narwhale. A portal lord. Well, if it uses physical attack, we don't have to worry too much. Ooh. 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 Well, you know what? Heck that. You know, it's not often that I actually see this enemy used in RPG Maker. Offhand, I can only think of one game I played years ago that did. It wasn't a very good game. In fact, I didn't even finish it. Some of y'all might remember it. It was Legend of Felinar. Sometime I should play that game again and actually finish it. It was an abandoned playthrough, and well, I would like to clear out a lot of the playthroughs that I previously abandoned. Should I even be concerned about your buffs? You're mostly going to miss, and I assume that your attack started out kind of weak, like the boss below. Tell you what, had plenty of HP. Oh! Gelug is not at all who I expected to be finding up here. Well, that makes me wonder, had I come up here during my first run at this point in the game, would Gelug have been up here then as well? Hey guys! How did you get back? Long story. Where's Vadun? He's in the desert fighting monsters. Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Something about the Master returning? After our trip to House Magus, I think? Yeah, that's right. So, probably would have been in a situation just like this. We would have found Gelug up here, and been told that Master Vadun is fighting monsters in the desert. Anyway, can I help you? Yes. Do you still have the amulet? Yeah, here you go. Yes! It merged with the new stone. As a reminder, we gave our not merged stone to Gelug. Or rather, we gave our not merged stone to Terog and Soul Mist, and when the aliens arrive, Terog gave the not merged stone to Gelug, who has brought it here, and now it is merged with the weak stone that we recently acquired from the aliens. What'll that do? With any luck, it can at least let us summon our own monsters. And so it begins. Again. Is this next cutscene gonna proceed the same? Yep, it's looking like this is starting the same. Complete with off-place camera. Why is the camera over here? Wendy, you are such a show-off. You don't need to teleport 2 feet in front of you, you know? Or are you unable to walk? And this is the point that Master Fadoon returned. And presumably, he's been given the merge stone that we just created. Oh! There's actually another point in the game that Meteomasters were mentioned. One more event of note occurred as time went on. That one more event of note is going to be the marriage that is about to occur, either between Fantax and Ian, or Fantax and Soul Mist. We'll find out who breaks the tie next time. But first, we're not done yet. At the start of this episode, I asked a couple of questions. For one thing, why is the timeline of this run so different than my first run? And also, why is everyone suddenly panicking about the portals? And I was wondering if the game would answer these questions today. Well, I mean, kinda. We definitely found out why people are panicking about the portals. But still, why is all this happening instead of House Migas stealing the weak stone that we just acquired from the aliens? Has that question been answered? Well, kinda, but you have to read between the lines. You see, in my first run, House Migas stole the weak stone from the aliens and merged it with one of Solus's dark stones, which unlocked the power to open portals and summon monsters. However, today, a portal was unlocked here in Oasis, releasing monsters, and one of the monsters revealed that Solus was their new master, meaning Solus already has the power to open portals. And in fact, remember how Soul Mist said that portals in Despos have been unstable, like someone's controlling them? And how there were extra monsters during the Nomad escape? That's because of Solus. Which is probably why House Migas didn't steal the weak stone, because Solus didn't need them to this time. However, this raises a new question. How did Solus acquire the power to open portals in this timeline? Well, the answer really requires you to pay attention to the details, and maybe make some assumptions. So, as a reminder, at the start of the game, Fantax and Heralkeem were each given one of Solus's dark stones. Amulets. Either or, it's a stone crafted into an amulet. Anyway, in my first run, the amulet held by Fantax merged with the amulet hidden in Dreadstone, creating the Merge Stone, which we would eventually use to open portals and summon our own army, just as we're about to now. With that in mind, we can assume that when Heralkeem and Terog acquired the amulet hidden in Dreadstone, this time it merged with the amulet held by Heralkeem. And then later, Heralkeem gave that merged stone to the fake master, Lucitael, who then proceeded to give the stone to Solus. And that is how Solus acquired the power to create portals in this timeline. I wish I could say I figured that all out on my own, but no. Remember how I said that Emperor Seth gave me some key information that explained a lot? He's the one that told me that Solus can create portals, as well as the part about Hiralkim's merged stone. But I feel like it's possible to figure all this out on your own, albeit really difficult. As an aside, saying merged stone is really difficult, but I digress. But wait, there's more! Remember how there were scripted encounters while wandering around Sun Tower? Those only spawn in this timeline, because Solos summoned extra monsters into his tower. This is even mentioned by Northwind and or Terog, and is stated as the reason why they were not able to escape imprisonment in this timeline. Once again, this had to be explained to me by Emperor Seth. It might have been more obvious had there been a few portals scattered around the tower, but then again, the monsters are called portal monsters. Gotta pay attention to the details. Also, I'm guessing that since Northwind and Terog weren't escaping, Lucitael didn't need to use her shapeshifting trickery to stop them. Rather, she hypnotized them into being her pawns. That said, I am kind of amazed at how many differences there are in the story. I mean, yeah, some of these differences have caused some confusion. Some clarification here and there would have certainly helped. At the same time, I'm sure if this timeline had been my first run, there'd be no confusion at all. I'd just simply accept that Solos summoned a bunch of monsters to attack Oasis, and that's all I need to know. Although, I'd also be wondering what happened to the shapeshifter that impersonated Master Fadoon. Regardless, you can tell a lot of thought was put into these two timelines, and all this depending on whether you win or lose against Hiralkim at Dreadstone. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I am well over time at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and end things here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.